Hey guys, it's Maxie here and welcome to your latest pay-per-view video on TEW2016. We are here for SummerSlam 2022 as we seek to round out to WrestleMania, I believe 39, before we depart and move on to the release of TEW 2020, hopefully in technically the second sector of this year, hopefully. Sounds good, sounds promising so far. Keep up the good work, Adam, much appreciated. But yeah, this has been a wee change. I want to give a wee shout out before we start the video. Much appreciated to Obscurian is here, _ a Reddit user. Kindly pointing me in the direction of a face pack. I was kind of looking to update because a lot of the pictures you probably noticed have been quite dated. I mean, I've had the mod since 2016. And I think most of the pictures were updated to 2018, but he pointed me in the direction of a nice wee thread on the Grey Dog Software forums called the brand spanking new pick pack, done by a team of Efanja, Android, Devil Cyborg, Clysard and Lucky Arthur. And I must say, boys, absolutely stellar work. Really impressed with the cuts. It really adds a freshness to the game. We did try and was looking to maybe merge it with an old one, but I thought, you know what, we'll just go with the fresh pictures. It gives everybody a real new slick look, and there's a few things that I need to change and move myself, like moving the Raw, SmackDown, etc. But see, because the save's not got too long to go, I'm just kind of leaving that. But the work, honestly, is really nice. I'll try and hope to God I remember, and if I don't remember, please let me know in the comments section and I'll file the link up to the thread. But it is a really nice face pack, as you can see there, just by the women on show for a pre-show match. But yeah, it's really nice work and I was really impressed with it. So thanks for getting in contact, it was much appreciated on Reddit. I do lurk, believe it or not. And yeah, it was really nice, and I just some of the pictures were just, yes, this really freshens up my game, so much appreciated. So anyway, back to this. SummerSlam, big pay-per-view. You'll notice with this one, we'll document a lot of flaws that I've probably had over this TW. I probably will, before the new game comes out, do like a kind of review video of things I'm seeking to improve and try and get away from. There's obviously stuff where previous booking has led me to have to do certain things. So hopefully next TW I don't try and take over the whole wrestling landscape, resulting in effectively so many guys here that should be getting massive matches basically getting put together just to make sure they're on their card and keeping them happy. But I need to learn for that as a booker, and as I say, the TEW13 stuff was me just getting used to it. 16 was good, and it was probably making a lot of mistakes and getting too greedy. Really hoping TW 2020 to really definitively be a solid booker, a realistic booker, and try not to just sign everybody and make it too unrealistic. So we'll try for that. But I say, that's for another day. That'll be a video, as I say, way down the line. Well, I say way down the line. If we're all good when April release, we should be looking at a video March, April. But we've got a pay-per-view here. We have SummerSlam 2022 co-branded Raw, SmackDown, and of course the Women's Revolution show. It's going to be held in Florida at the Everbank Field in front of 73,318 fans. So we started off with the Women's Tag Team Championships, the Shine Tag Team Championships, because we obviously took Shine. I still squeaking my chair. Anyway, it was a pre-show bout that had decent wrestling, but not a lot of heat. And it was the team of Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville who defeated Liv Morgan and Ruby Riott, and Nikki Cross and Isla Dawn in 1409. First the Scottish females went, and then it was the defending champions Morgan and Riott as Mandy Rose and Sonya Devine become your new Shine Tag Team Champions. So I've really been pushing both Sonya and Mandy really highly on the women's show, as you can tell by them having really good performances there. Very happy with B-72. I don't want to spoil too much on what's coming later regarding the women's show, but we'll just leave it at that. Ruby Riott suffered a corneal abrasion, so that'll be interesting if that takes her out of action anytime. But overall, happy with it. With to keep Ruby looking strong, I'm looking forward to booking her in the future. More details on that later. So just one pre-show match. We are on to next picture, Road Dog, on the main show. Now, 28 segments, and most of these are main eventers. Gives you an idea of, yeah, we've we've just signed far too many guys, or pushed too many guys to the moon. So what I want to utilise as well is the break feature, the time off feature, which I gave to Bray Wyatt. Hint of what's coming. So Hyper main event, which is for the World Heavyweight Championship, and it's a video between Pete Dunne and Andrade Cien Almas. Andrade managed to pick up the victory in that big matchup at the Bash, and he is the #1 contender. And he's been getting under the skin of the champion, who's a wee bit kind of all over the place. Of course, he's still pally with Baron Corbin and Shane McMahon, but tonight he might be on his own. We start off though with the best wrestler in the world, my user character, Shane McMahon. This feud's been steaming for a while. Shane just constantly getting in Daniel Bryan's way. We also noticed is Daniel Bryan has a haircut, and I thought, right, how can I change his picture and Baron Corbin's picture and explain that? And I thought, you know what? So obviously I book all the Raws and all the SmackDowns. So every SmackDown, we just had a beatdown of Daniel Bryan and they shaved his hair. Perfect. And then the following week, Daniel Bryan gets his revenge and shaves Baron Corbin's. Sorted. So basically in this matchup, it was a good matchup, good heat, decent wrestling. Shane pins Bryan in 15:03 with a flying elbow drop following interference from Baron Corbin. So that tandem works again. A B82 is okay. Shane not suited to his gimmick, that's cool, whatever. Shane visibly tiring, as to be expected, but I just wanted to utilise him and keep Bryan away for the title picture. Got the crowd hotter. Daniel Bryan with an 84, Shane with 59. The storyline advances. Shane McMahon improving technical skills, go on, but yeah. Declining physical ability, storytelling match as well, poor psychology, poor stamina. It's one of those matches you just put on at SummerSlam and hope it does well. After the matchup, Daniel Bryan gets beaten down by Shane and Baron. A92, Corbin gets his revenge, and I still need to change his picture to the shaven head. So, storyline continues on. It probably won't be Shane versus Bryan going forward, but it utilises the fact that we've got a sweet heel tandem on the SmackDown brand. Next up, we're on to Raw, and we have the Intercontinental Champion. It's your bro, it's the Stallion, it is Matt Riddle, and he's taking on Bo Dallas today, defending it here. And he's just basically saying like he's been welcoming on all comers for the IC title, frequently defending it. It's a shame that Bo Dallas is an issue with the way he is, but he's not going to take any issues with making him tap out. So, you know what, my bro storyline is advanced and gained heat. A very good promo from Matt Riddle. The match itself was another B82. Now what you're noticing is these matches are all kind of 14-15 minutes. If I was giving up to the 20 minutes that they should get because of where their status is, it'd be like a 7-8 hour pay-per-view. And as much as I could do that, I could have used the system with that. Keeping it a wee bit realistic with 13-14 minute matches. So there will be a lot of B82s here. But a decent matchup regardless. Matt Riddle defeats Bo Dallas in 13:37 by submission with the guillotine choke. Just think Bo looks so much cooler as a heel with those B-team glasses, and Matt Riddle just looks far better in that picture as well. Sixth defense of the IC title for Riddle. Gets him closer to Bo's level. He did have to be kept strong as well, because obviously Bo's so over from the lovely tag team of Mojo, sorry. And yeah, overall, just happy there to get Matt Riddle another win. He's someone I think we'll see a lot of things from going forward into TEW2020. I think in the new game, updated stats, updated overness, more idea of what he's about as a wrestler, because you forget I started this in 2016, he might have been not too long at UFC, I'm not too sure, I don't have the facts in front of me, but yeah, I'm looking forward to booking him going forward. Next up was a good wrestling match and a decent reaction from the crowd. Apollo Crews defeated Randy Orton in 13:49 with a standing shooting star press. This was a B78. Again, with the in-ring performance, this was handicapped by the fact of the limitations of time. Apollo had been picking up some momentum, some victories on Raw. Orton came out of nowhere, RKO, and I just felt like Orton's at that age now where I feel like he can be putting people over. And for Apollo, it's probably not just really worked for him in real life, but in this save, he's someone I've really enjoyed booking, and he gets the big win at the biggest party of the summer. Next up, he's here. So I was, because I've not booked in a while, honestly, because I think it was like 7 months before, like the last couple of videos before, God, it was a Raw pay-per-view Battleground. So I'm like, here, the Fiend is never even a thing. I want to introduce the Fiend. Fair enough, it's a WWE idea, but it gives you a chance to learn about how you would book it before TEW2020, when if I go WWE, the Fiend will be there for the start. So this has really been highlighting his return. I've utilised him in a way where he uses two characters. So Raw, he'll have the Bray Wyatt character, which is just obviously the gloves and the smile and happy stuff, and then on pay-per-view, boom, Fiend. So just been altering their ego, and yeah, he is the Fiend. So this is really documenting just the change of just saying how like he's targeted Sami Zayn the whole time, because Sami's obviously your happy go lucky babyface, and the Fiend is just out for retribution. So A92, so he looks to take on Sami Zayn, and the match itself again suffers for the lack of time, but I'll explain why. And it's about that good wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd. The Fiend defeats Sami Zayn in 10:30 by pinfall with a standing senton splash. B75, an 82 from Sami Zayn, and 89 from the Fiend. Storyline advances, but lost heat. So why 10 minutes? Well, let's be real. I'm trying to keep it a wee bit realistic here, which is ridiculous because of what's coming later on. But you're the Fiend. You want to book this character extremely strong. You can't have him getting in and Sami Zayn being really competitive in a 20-30 minute match. It can't happen. Got to make this character look as dominant as possible. So 10 minutes, done and dusted against a former WWE champion. Just had to be done. So B minus 75, and then the Fiend, just basically starts going mental, hearing voices and just starts talking. Everybody's wondering what the hell is going on here, and a B plus 85. So really just talking about how he's kind of losing his mind, like, you know, the whole let me in thing. And he's just not quite there, is where we're going with that. Now onto the matchup of the people who didn't really have a feud, so we had to kind of put them in a match so they kept themselves happy. It was an 8-man tag, and it was a good match that saw CM Punk, Tommaso Ciampa, Fergal Devitt, Kevin Owens defeat the team of Adam Cole, Johnny Gargano, Ricochet and King Neville in 13:04 when Ciampa defeated Ricochet with the Project Ciampa. Didn't want to have them unhappy, so I thought if we put them in a match-up, and then hopefully once I start utilising the giving people time off, which I've done with Bray Wyatt, give him like a month off, give some of these guys a bit of time off, keep morale high, but most importantly, so if they're not doing anything, they're not sitting there getting unhappy. So a B80, you can see there are a lot of good performances. Punk's obviously big physical decline, few skill improvements, but it keeps these as 4 options we can push. Like the fact is as well, Kenny Omega didn't get in this show, so that's 5 major heels and 4 major baby faces that literally had nothing to do. That's what I need to work on as a booker, because that's unacceptable, especially at a pay-per-view like SummerSlam. Next up, we had Kota Ibushi defeat Aleister Black in 15:16 by countout. B plus 84. This is one I feel I want to keep going. Aleister Black was looking for a fight. Nobody would really give him one. Finally had a tag match with Ibushi. Ibushi tried to take all the glory, and Aleister Black snapped. Turned round, booted the hell out of him. Black mass, and yeah, this came to a match up where Aleister Black just went, don't want anything to do with him. So that'll carry on, that'll be a feud going forward, but it gives them a bit of time, 15 minutes again, because you don't want to over push the time limits we already are. This went better than expected, but yeah, as I say, realism, not a match you're going to see in WWE anytime soon. But Okada's obviously not long recently joined. Needed that kind of major win to put him over in that major feud, and I feel like Drew McIntyre was the perfect guy to do that, and I think that would be a stellar match as well. About the great wrestling and a good heat, Kazuchika Okada defeats Drew McIntyre in 16:58 by, it says a German suplex, can we just pretend it was a Rainmaker? And he has, made it rain. Fantastic A plus 95, especially the fact that it just went over the 16-minute mark. Both guys with 89 performance, and you'd hope as well that would benefit both guys going forward. You can see there, capped as well for short match length, so possibly if we did make that 20-25 minutes slow build, that could potentially be an A-star 100 match. Possibly. I've not played the game that long that it's hard to remember when the last time I had an A100 match and its criteria, but still very delighted with that. We then went to the United States Championship, and this is a feud where basically Switchblade got the little bit of one-uppance on Chad Gable, a bit of mind games, by defeating his tag partner from American Alpha, Jason Jordan. Beating him down, Gable makes the save. So good match up here. Gable defeats Switchblade in 13:32 by pinfall. Gable makes his second US title defence, so B77's okay. I say that because obviously when you have the definite lack of psychology in display, you do tend to lose a lot of points on that, which is a shame because a 92 and an 85 I think would have put together a very good matchup, but then that's cool. It kind of means, you know, get this feud out of the way and move them on because they don't click. Well, they click together, it's just there isn't somebody to carry the match up, so either putting Gable or Switchblade with someone who has a high psychology stat can then benefit that going forward. That's what I want to utilise as well in 2020 is workers that don't quite have the high psychology, get them working with, say, someone who's maybe not as talented but they have the psychology down to earth, so they can pass some of that on and help that stat improve. Next up, we've got an over-the-top entrance from Hiroshi Tanahashi. It's just cool. I've never used them in this game, so let's just bring them in. Basically, raid New Japan for every big star I've got. But if it is someone we go in TEW2020 New Japan, then it is someone we will utilise. So he's here. He's in the WWE, and he had a dream matchup against Shinsuke Nakamura. The bout had good wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd as Tanahashi defeats Nakamura in 18:39 with a frog splash. So you can't have him losing, that's just a rule, man. Not his proper first pay-per-view matchup. I know WWE'd probably do something like that, but nah, not here. B82, an 88 for Tanahashi, an 87 for Nakamura. A bit worrying because it was given a bit of time. Let's see what the negatives were. The storyline wasn't over enough. That's fair enough. I've not interacted too much because you don't want to be utilising Tanahashi too often. So maybe if that gets more over, we get there. Still reasonably happy with that though at an 82. Next up, we're hyping up our Tag Team Championship match. One of two. I think this is the Worlds. I always forget. But yeah, basically the Usos were beating everybody. We know the long-standing history of them. They've been together, they've fallen apart. One's been World Champion. But yeah, the AOP, Rezar came back from his mixed martial arts duties, and yeah, they turned heel and they've been on an absolute tear. So a B78 just hyping up the storyline between the Usos and AOP. And the matchup was very, very good, an A90. And it saw great wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd as the Authors of Pain defeated the Usos in 1844 when Akam defeated Jimmy Uso by pinfall. The Authors of Pain become the new WWE Tag Team Champions. So what I'm going to do here is, you can see obviously Rezar's just a 73. We need to try and get him up because obviously Akam got a big push when Rezar was in MMA duty. If I can get myself another tag team up, it just means, you know, we've got as many strong tag teams as possible. And I think by, I hope I don't jinx this, by 2022, surely to God the AOP are going to be multiple tag team champions. You'd expect so. I mean, the age of them, the sky's the limit in terms of potential in the tag division. So yeah, we're going to try and utilise some of that potential up until the end of the save. So good win for AOP. They become tag team champions, and that is again keeping Jimmy Uso strong. So that could have been even higher. But good win for the Authors of Pain. Next up, we have Ronda Rousey back in action. She makes a spectacular over-the-top entrance. She's in the 6-woman tag. Just again, getting some of the more over females on the show. But again, more on what's coming with that later. And the match itself wasn't the best, but it was utilising ones we are looking to push forward in the future. And this B-75 match was decent. One of the MVPs of the series, Dana Brooke, who developed an incredible rate. It's going to be weird if I go WWE in a new mod and she's trash. So, but when I say trash, I just mean like her stats are incredible in this, her overness is incredible, and it's going to be the whole build up of her again. But now looking forward to, as I say, if I do a WWE save, I'm on the fence because I really would rather book just one show a week rather than 2 or 3 and then I'll lose my creative ideas. But a decent matchup. Dana Brooke, the talented Rhea Ripley, and Ronda Rousey defeat Becky Lynch, Tegan Nox, and Bayley when Ronda Rousey defeats Bayley by submission with the armbar. Tegan Nox was your weak link, but she is someone we are utilising at a very slow pace. We need to remember as well though, look at the ratings there. Ripley went 81, 92 for Ronda Rousey, 84 for Dana Brooke, 90 for Becky, even Bayley's a 79. Tegan's still a work in progress. Whether we get her to the highest level before the end to save, I doubt it, but another one in some TEW2020 saves could be really fun to book going forward, especially her against Dakota Kai. Has all the potential in the world, that feud. Next up, we start our WWE Championship match with a brawl backstage. Braun Strowman and Samoa Joe just start fighting before they make their way to the ring. I really just wanted to hype up the match before they start fighting, and a good way to do it, something a bit different. A93, and it advances the storyline, giving it some heat. The match itself was a B+85, and we had great wrestling and good heat. And we had Braun Strowman defeat Samoa Joe in 16:36 by a stoppage when Samoa Joe could not continue, making the third defence of the WWE title for Braun. Obviously Joe winning a number 1 contender match to get here. I just felt like I was very, very bad for just continually using pinned finishes or tainted finishes. It's like stoppage is an option. You saw a few submission victories. I need to be utilising these more often as well. So again, you'll maybe see some things creeping into my booking as we end the series at WrestleMania when these kind of things are happening as well. Just changing up a wee bit, just try to instill good habits. Hopefully good habits. Anyway, decent enough. B+85, as I say. Still a couple matches to go, hence it never got the main event slot. I think there's still 3 to go. So next up is the Tag Team Championship match, and it is Ambrose and Rollins cut a promo on the champions Virta and Marcel Barthel and A91. Really here just saying, you know, Ambrose is feeling a bit different, you know, he's had a wee trim and all that, he's feeling good, and he feels like, you know, they're going to get their revenge on the 2 members of Imperium, although Imperium is not a thing in this world, and hopefully can pick up the win. Match itself, not as great as I'd have hoped, but I gave them a lot of time, and it was a good matchup that saw Barthel and Walter defeat Ambrose and Rollins in 27:04 when Barthel defeated Dean Ambrose by pinfall. During the match we also saw The Fiend run in and attack Dean Ambrose. Barthel and Walter made the first defence of the World Tag Team Championship. So B+83, Walter the weak link. Try to get him over as much as I can. Obviously he wasn't quite as over as Marcel Barthel in this, and introduced him a lot later, hence why Barthel is like main event level and we're slowly getting him there. Now the Fiend attacks Ambrose. If you remember back to Battleground, it was Wyatt and Harper, Ambrose and Rollins, Barthel and Walter, and yeah, maybe the Fiend blames Dean Ambrose for that. The Fiend took his absence after that, come back, attack Sami Zayn. Probably was just waiting for the right time to attack Dean Ambrose. But we have to keep Dean Ambrose strong as well, and that is why a B+83. And after the matchup we just have the beatdown, A94, and this will be a time where I utilise to give Dean Ambrose some time off. He's not going to become John Moxley. There'll be elements of Moxley, but he'll still be Dean Ambrose. He's in WWE, he'll still be that character. Our co-main event was a bout that had good wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd. 3 of our top females, as Sasha Banks defeated Paige and Charlotte in 22:57 when Sasha Banks defeated Charlotte with the wheelbarrow bulldog. Of course, remember in this world, this was started before Paige had her career-ending injury, so we're still utilising her and kind of what could have been. Sasha makes her second defence of the WWE Women's Championship title. Interesting stat, I went back and looked at SummerSlam 2016. My first SummerSlam, 6 years in-game ago. Sasha Banks also was WWE Women's Champion, or SmackDown Women's Champion I believe. So 84, 77, 92 for performances, a B+86 is good. Charlotte of course is hampered by that lingering injury. Penalised with lack of associated storyline? I thought the storyline was good. Oh well. There'll be other things coming up in the women's division as we're about to unveil. So Sasha cuts a promo after the matchup. She just basically confirms that, as I say, the Women's Revolution show will be ending after the pay-per-view Evolution, which will be our next one. Basically, I don't like about 3 shows a week, effectively, it's too much for me. So I'm going to utilise a draft. Some of the women will go to Raw, some will go to SmackDown. They'll more than be capable of carrying 2 championship titles, possibly even main event in those events. I feel there's a good level of women now, and it just kind of helps me get through the weeks quicker, especially when there's like a month like this where it's just co-branding. It's a lot of booking in a week, and it's getting a bit too much, so yeah. Not that I'm trying to keep my videos consistently every week, but as I say, I get to the Women's Revolution show and I'm like, I cannot be arsed, man. I've done a Raw and a SmackDown, I'm like, just filter them in. And the thing as well is, if you get 2 Women's Championships, more opportunities of the tag titles, or the television championship, there's still going to be fantastic opportunities for the women's division, probably more as they're on Raw and SmackDown. And again, if we go WWE, there'll be that thing where we've got both brands as well. Main event time. So Pete Dunne just types up this match against Andrade. Imagine that, by the way, Andrade versus Pete Dunne in the main event. Incredible. But B+87, as he hypes up this WWE World Heavyweight Championship match. How will it draw? Because the promo was only a B+87. Yeah, I'll take that. An A91. That's perfect. But they had sensational wrestling and good heat. We saw Pete Dunne defeat Andrade Cien Almas in 23:56 by pinfall. Pete Dunne makes the 3rd defence of his World Heavyweight Championship. There's a temptation to put the title on Andrade, but I just felt like with everything else that's going on in SmackDown, it just made sense to keep it on Pete Dunne and keep his title challenge going a bit longer. So, good to know. Great chemistry. Good to know a 95 and a 99 performance as well. And it does continue the storyline. And how do we end the show? With Pete Dunne, Shane McMahon and Baron Corbin celebrating in the ring. So the heels reign supreme on SmackDown. Andrade will be looking to chase down Pete Dunne. Daniel Bryan will still want a piece of them. With a few people doing nothing, any of them want to join in? But we'll see what happens. A B+88 is still good. I don't think we'll gain pop here. I think we're probably looking at about an 89, 88 show. And let's have a look. Forgetting it's a legendary event, and I've probably prior put like bands and stuff on, so we get an A-star at 100 and increase our pop in 45 regions. I think that's been the case. I've obviously no checked it and I've just went straight in and booked it, but because it is legendary, and I believe I've probably done all that previously for older SummerSlams, and yeah, despite not having any 100 matches, yeah, an A-star 100 show. That's another thing I want to do in TEW 2022. I'll do that in the kind of review video as well as all the achievements. So that will be a video down the line. But I think I'm just going to hit continue. I don't know why I did any speeches. Everybody's quite happy. I'm quite happy with that. Very pleasing event. And we'll just cut it back to the main screen. We'll see what happened in the month of August as we enter September. And I'll give you an idea of what's happening going forward. But that was a nice wee surprise. We'll check out SummerSlam as well, so I don't want to make the video go too long. We're already sitting nearly at 29 minutes. So, quick load time, thank you very much. You can see here, obviously I don't have the logo because of the muck about, but that's cool. So, 33,000, absolute success with the same night as CMLL doing Lucha Libre Elite. With ROH End of Days, with Hard Justice, so all the pay-per-views there. Nothing that directly affects us. Noam Dar wants to release. Do you know what? I don't mind Noam Dar. I enjoy him. I've not really been using him though, so if he doesn't want to be here, it gives me a chance to trim the roster a wee bit. Looking to bring in Jake South, just when I saw that picture, I'm like, I can build a character off of that. Joe Herring, potentially bring him back, and obviously renewing the contract of Fit Finlay. So, let's have a look here. Finished first in USA, first in Canada, first in Mexico, and first in Japan. The New Gen Leroy Goulet is away to 0-1, that's fine. Sleazer Sparks is away to TPW. So a couple of contracts I need to sort out. Lindsay Dorada and Noah, that's fine again. We're trying to basically get rid of a few people. So I use them and it puts people over, but I do need to trim the roster. Khalid Perez to IPW possibly. Booking position at AWI. William Hesketh, is that a New Gen? Yep, so I might build a character, we'll see on that. Ruby Riot, obviously we'll take a look at that injury. Rhea Ripley says Razar needs to learn to sell. Bo Dallas doesn't like Isla Dawn. CM Punk doesn't like Razar. Sasha Banks likes Tegan Knox. Drug test was 7,000. Fergal Davitt doesn't like Razar. Does MD like Razar? And the buy rate was a 5.63. So, a few things I want to cover. Look at all those unhappy people because they weren't on pay-per-view. And you're wondering why I want to trim the roster. That is why. A lot of people there are unhappy. It's just one of those things, man. I've just overstacked the roster over time, and I'm paying for it now. That's the reality of it. It's one thing I want to cut out, and the next TW, obviously far too late now. Look at that, Will Ospreay not on the show, the Bucks weren't on the show, one of those things. Kofi, Big E, Cesaro, just to name a few. But profit, as I say, we're nearly at the cap out. 18 million profits, went up to 970 million, so that's done, dusted. We're not going to have any issues there. If I click on SummerSlam, you can see there, Star Band, B-list celebrity, special set. I had planned that before. Plus the importance, I was always going to get an A-Star 100 no matter what. So going forward, Evolution's next. That'll be the second week of February. And the Hell in Night of Champions, which is a co-branded as well. Yep, so that's going to be fun. But yeah, just looking to utilise a few things and try and just say no make as many mistakes. I was going to see if the achievement thing was there, but that's not. But that's what I want to try and do as well, is get all the achievements in the next game. I think it's too late for this one, but yeah, I'll not bother on much longer because I say it's over half an hour on a massive pay-per-view. But yeah, it's been fun. It's been a good event. You can clearly tell I'm looking to try and just get stuff put in motion for the new game and try and be the best booker possible. Because I want to try and, as I say, seek to improve as a booker. There'll be some saves that will just be like this, where I'll just be, as I say, doing pay-per-views, but there'll be some saves where it'll be actual written out angles. I want to try and like properly get to the stage where it's a lot of TW content, but just enough that I can manage it and no lose sight when I'm running more than one save. So we'll see what happens, I guess. But most importantly, thank you very much for taking the time out of your day to watch a video. It's very much appreciated. Let me know what you thought of the show. Any things you'd like to see going forward towards WrestleMania. Because I say we've got a few months left to book and then that's us done. I want to know as well, because I've said obviously there's a lot of things I want to eradicate from my booking, is there anything in particular that you guys have thought when you're booking that you feel like you made that mistake too often in TEW2016 that you want to try and rectify in 2020? Let me know. And again, any features that you feel like have been announced by Adam, let me know what you're looking forward to and when you plan to go in the new game. So just watching, much appreciated. To say likes, comments, subscriptions, all that jazz are much appreciated. The reason to sub is just basically drops in your inbox, so you don't miss an episode and you can keep up to date with the wacky world of TW and WWE. But thanks for watching. Mind check out the Grey Dogs software forums and the Fantasy Booker subreddit for more TW content. I've been 21 Maxwell. I'm going to go and breathe now because I've been talking for nearly 34 minutes. Enjoy your day. Bye bye.